All right, welcome. I'm going to be going over annavonrights.com. That's www.annavonreitz.com's poster that she has made. And you do that by scrolling down to, for graphic overview of the basic ideas of this website, and you click on America Not United States.pdf. And that brings up, excuse me, this big poster. Actually, you can print this out on one page, or you can print it out on 6 pages like I have, and that's sufficient. It comes out to be about 15 inches by 30, something like that. And I've also printed out one that has, I think, 8 pages, which prints out to be like almost 2 feet by 3 feet. I actually had at a meeting a couple of months ago on a pool table, and it almost took up the end of the pool table there. So there's a lot of information in this, and I'm just going to get started right here. I'm going to zoom in. So first of all, you can see here that it says it started here. Continental United States, 50 organic geographically defined states called New Jersey, Ohio, Wisconsin, Arizona, California, belonging to the free, independent, and sovereign people of the United States. All right. And this is Anna's book. You can buy her book. She has other books too. So this is what I do when I meet with people that want to learn this stuff. Then I'm just going to skip over to the right side of the page here. And then it ends here. Federal United States, 50 unincorporated, politically defined states called New Jersey State, Ohio State, upper lowercase, Wisconsin State, etc. To claim back our rightful government, people must participate in local, county, and state general assemblies, act as deputies for the locally elected land jurisdiction sheriffs, and join their state militias. People on the land operate in truth, justice, equality, and peace. All right? So people living in peace, and it ends there. The middle part of this, let's see if I can zoom in a little more. The middle part of this shows the United States civil flag, which is the peacetime flag. Isn't it interesting? And I've been told that versus Old Glory or the Stars and Stripes ones, I've been told that the lines of the red and white are flowing up and down to heaven, like it's an open heaven. And the one at the bottom, the lines are going left to right, meaning we've cut off heaven. We're under the jurisdiction of war, if you will, of the sea. All right. And when they put gold fringe around it, that's admiralty. That's the realm of the sea. So the land jurisdiction, law of the land for state nationals based on American common law. There's lots of common laws out there. All right, there's British common law, and there's American common law, and there's other common law. But in America, there's American common law, and it is different than British common law, which is why they differentiated it. And so don't just say I live under common law. I live under American common law. So law of the land for state nationals based on American common law using justices, lawyers, and general assemblies. Operates in international trade, not commerce. All right, a land jurisdiction, state, national, American common law operate in international trade as an unincorporated republic with a capital R. Owed the Constitution for the United States of America. And by the way, the reason why the U is little, it's a little u, is because that's not part of the title. The States of America is actually a title to something. All right. And so the Constitution for the United States of America, the Definitive Treaty of Peace, Paris 1783. And I want to, oh my gosh, I want to encourage people to go ahead and read this treaty in 1783. Matter of fact, I'm going to pause it right now, look it up, and I'm going to bring it back and show it to you. All right, here we are back again. So I just went and quick found a website that just has the treaty. So you can see this treaty signed on September 3rd, 1783 between the American colonies and Great Britain ended the American Revolution and formally recognized the United States as an independent nation. All right. I'm just going to tell you up front that the United States mentioned here is a corporation. All right. The American War for Independence was actually a world conflict involving not only the United States and Great Britain, but also France, Spain, and the Netherlands. The peace process brought a vaguely formed, newly born United States into the arena of international diplomacy, played against the largest, most sophisticated, and most established powers on earth. The three American negotiators, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, and John Jay, proved themselves to be masters of the game, outmaneuvering their counterparts. All right, this is I can already tell that this is probably not the place I should be. Yeah, I want to see the actual document itself. I apologize for that. Here it is. Because I can tell that this is slanted already towards, these guys were saving America and they're the greatest people in the world. But the truth is, they were leading us into freaking slavery. So, in the name of the most holy and undivided Trinity, and it having pleased the divine providence to dispose the hearts of the most serene and most potent Prince George III, by the grace of God, King of Great Britain, France, and Ireland, Defender of the Faith, Duke of Brunswick and Lunenburg, Arch-Treasurer and Prince-Elector of the Holy Roman Empire, etc., and of the United States of America, to forget all past misunderstandings and differences. Now, I shouldn't have to read any more than that. The King, all right, George III, King of Great Britain, he's also King of France and Ireland. He's the Arch-Treasurer and Prince-Elector of the Holy Roman Empire, etc., and the United States of America, USA, folks, not capital T, H-E, the United States of America, but the all lowercase and then upper lower United States of America, USA. This is a sea jurisdiction, British-controlled, constitutionally run government. The king paid for both sides of the war. We were told, oh, France gave us money to fight the war. No, King George paid through two avenues, and John Jay and all, or whoever those people were in the last thing, Benjamin Franklin and all these people that are awesome people. John Adams is such a great president, and Benjamin Franklin and John Jay. No, Benjamin Franklin was the first. He was the postmaster general. Which, by the way, the post office is very important, people. I'm learning about that right now. And I have been actually for quite a while, but I'm really digging in deep. The post office, the Universal Postal Union, which is a whole other rabbit hole we can go down, is an amazing thing. So I'm going to go back to the... I'm getting off on a tangent here, but I just want to show you that nothing is as it seems. And when I say nothing is as it seems, I mean nothing is as it seems. I don't know about you, but I was taught in school, we had the Revolutionary War, and we were out of money, and we got the money from France, and France came over and helped us kick Britain's butt. But really what happened was, yeah, we kicked the British off, but they never left. They never left till the late 1790s. because they had to make sure that we were paying our taxes and all that stuff. We were not independent like we thought. And a new incorporated United States was created, and we got rid of, they pretty much usurped the federal United States right here, right? The 50 unincorporated. And what they did was and I'll show you what they did. They turned us into this. They turned us into a sea jurisdictional I might have to back out here a little bit. Yeah, they turned us into this. That treaty turned us into the territorial United States. All right, comprised of 57 incorporated state franchises. Now, we didn't have 57 back then. We've grown into that. We had 13 colonies. 50 state of states, state of New Jersey. Now notice, upper, lower, state of New Jersey. It doesn't say capital T-H-E, capital T, lower H-E, state of New Jersey. It just says state of New Jersey, state of Ohio. We have these today. State of Arizona, upper, lower case. That's the territorial United States. Doing business as, DBA, doing business as, capital, all caps, the United States of America Incorporated. Now, this went bankrupt in 1999, November 2nd, 1999. The United States of America Incorporated went bankrupt. And there's a rumor out there that the British are trying to somehow come up with another, the United States of America LLC or something like that. Anyway, your American trade name was stolen to create a foreign citizen trust. Now, I just said something that your American trade name. Well, what is your American trade name? And I should have read the rest of this middle part. I apologize. So, your American trade name, by the way, the land jurisdiction is populated with natural, living, breathing men and women. All births are recorded without certificate, bond, or registration as John Quincy of the House Adams. Now, they're using one of our president, the president of the United States, I should say, not our president, but they're using one of the president's names as an example. So, upper lower, John Quincy of the House Adams, or all lower, John Quincy Adams, Adams. And then it depicts his American trade name. It's upper lower, given and surname, if you will, upper lower style. John Quincy Adams is his American trade name. He provides his autograph in red ink, never a signature in blue. A signature, I've been taught, is a sign of nature. A signature is what we give to something when we are giving life to a fiction. All right. So this is American trade name, which helps us to operate as a private American vessel, if you will, conducting international trade, not commerce. Big difference between commerce and trade. So America is not the United States, Inc. It's the corporate United States. And I want to read this part up here at the top, if I'm going to try to bring that down to the center. A foreign governmental services corporation with contract to provide 19 basic services owed to the people of the United States who employ them, that is, instead, masquerading as our lawful government. So this is kind of what I started out saying, that nothing is as it seems, and we're the United States Incorporated and the U.S. Incorporated, they're masquerading as our lawful government, and they're not, and practicing, right here, crimes of personage, barratry, identity theft, probate fraud, semantic deceit, press ganging, false claims in commerce, unlawful conversion of assets, inland piracy, kidnapping and human trafficking, and genocide. That's what they've been doing for the last 158 years. All right, especially since the Civil War, because the 14th Amendment really sealed the deal for them. And then when they started to go to birth certificates and stuff like that in 1933 with the New Deal, FDR's New Deal, Wow, he really screwed us over. Go listen to his consecration speech or whatever. He was turning all of us into slaves. He was really sealing the deal there. The sea jurisdiction. So encompasses both the territorial over here on the left and the municipal, which we'll get to in a second, on the right. So the sea jurisdiction is the law of the sea for U.S. citizens based on admiralty, maritime, and martial law. Martial law, military law. Okay? Admiralty. Maritime, the law of the sea, admiralty. Using judges, attorneys, clerks, operates in international commerce as an incorporated democracy. Exercising the Constitution of the United States of America. Now look how that United States of America is depicted. How it's styled. Capital U, little n, I-T-E-D, capital S. United States of America. This is USA. U period, S period, S, A period. Make that. USA. Act of Congress, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17. Populated by citizens born, missing at sea, and presumed dead. Existing only as corporate persons and legal fictions to be farmed, mortgaged, taxed, warred upon, operates as a covert criminal syndicate utilizing lies, injustice, and perpetual war. All right, and you can see down here at the bottom, Anna has kind of, see how there's a shark in the water. The U.S. military is a shark, and you can kind of see Pope Boniface VIII, Unum Sanctum, 1302, the authority myth, the ownership lie, and top-down rule. You can look that up if you want. Here's the Federal Reserve Act of 1913, which created debt enslavement, personage, barratry, fraud, and semantic deceit. Personage is when they're taking your given and surname and turning it into something. Barratry is when they bring it into court, and that's the bar. That comes from the word bar, British Accredited Registry. So all lawyers and judges are bar attorneys. All right, and so is, by the way, 2/3 of the freaking Congress, which is just blows me away. And one thing that I've noticed about Trump is that he is not a bar attorney. Obama was. All right. Perpetual war. Silent weapons for quiet wars. Perpetual war. Lies, secrecy, education, and propaganda media. UN Agenda 21 and 2030. We're right up in the middle of that thing. Destroy nature. Powers and profits over people and planet. And, by the way... All right, so... then there's the municipal United States. So the municipal United States, we're all very familiar with this because this is comprised of 10,000 incorporated franchises operating as municipal oligarchies. The state of Arizona, city of Chandler, town of whatever, township of, borough of, in all caps. All right. And by the way, I want to jump over to the other side real quick because your American trade name was stolen. This is the, I'm sorry guys, I totally forgot to finish all this. There's so much to this poster. So this is territorial United States, comprised of 57 incorporated state franchises. You guys remember when Obama said, there's video of him out there saying, yeah, I'm going to go to see the 57, I haven't seen the 57 states yet. And I remember hearing that going, what are you talking about? There's not 57 states, but he's talking about, the state of New Jersey, state of Ohio, upper, lower, and he's talking about Puerto Rico, Guam, Virgin Islands, stuff like that. So your American trade name was stolen to create a foreign cities trust without your knowledge or consent. So somebody took your name, your American trade name, which derives from your given name. By the way, you're not given a first and middle name and a last name. You're given a name. I was given the name Michael Wayne. That's my given name. It's not my first and middle. We were taught it's a first and middle, but it's not. Michael Wayne is Michael-Wayne is my given name. My surname, my family name is Jameson. All right? And so my name is all lowercase, Michael-Wayne, and then a full colon, and then Jameson. That's it. That's how you would write it down. But these guys, they write it down like this. Have you ever seen Go pull your SRP or your electric or utility bill out and look who they're sending it to. They're sending it to an all caps name that looks like your name but isn't your name. It's not you because it's in all caps. It's in dog Latin, and it's what appears to be first, middle initial, last, if you will. And once again, a new corporate legal fiction person serves as the territorial United States citizen and public transmitting utility. So isn't it funny that they call this a public, this is called, right here, this name, if you will, this corporate fiction, this United States citizen, right? This is very important. This is why I came back to this. They called, this is the U.S. citizen. And by the way, I've noticed that this is the name that's on driver license now. It's first, middle, initial, last kind of thing on some of them. At least I noticed that on one of my sons. So U.S. citizen, United States citizen. So when you're at the border and you're coming back from Mexico after a vacation, and what do? You pull up to one of those inspection stations and they ask you one question. They ask you, are you a U.S. citizen? They're asking you, are you a fiction? And of course you say, yep. And then they let you go on your way. Well, I have a buddy who works at the Border Patrol, and I asked him one time, I said, what if I say no, I'm not a U.S. citizen? He goes, well, then be on your way. And I said, and that means that I'm not going to have the dog sniff in my car, and I'm not going to get told to pull over to get inspected, am I? He goes, no, you're going to be on your way. And I have learned that they will ask what your status is. You know, what is your what's your citizenship status or something like that. And in my case, I would just say I'm an American state national. I'm a New Yorker, and I'm going to be on my way because these people work for me and you. So I wanted to get that straight. Public transmitting utility. Isn't it funny that we see the name depicted like that, styled like that on statements that we get from utility companies because they're using that name and charging it, and they're making money off it and making us and leaving us with the bill. And that's a whole other, man, that is a whole other video. What they're doing with your social security number and your name and all that stuff. I'll just tell you real quick. Whenever you autographs or you sign something, whenever you sign a check or whenever you sign for a credit card or whenever you sign a mortgage or a loan note or anything like that, somebody is monetizing that and expecting you to fund whatever you're signing. And what I mean by that is, like, let's say you go get a car loan, quote unquote loan, and you sign on the dotted line. Well, you're signing a promissory note, which a promissory note creates Federal Reserve notes. They turn that promissory note with your signature or your autograph on it, they turn that into an instrument, and then they sell it with thousands of others on the open market, and they make money off it. Meanwhile, you sign something else called a security agreement or a mortgage, if it's a house. And when you do that, now they have you in a whole other situation where you're promising to pay them for the security of that account. See, the house is already paid for. It's already prepaid. The credit's already paid for. Everything's prepaid, people. There is no money. Go look up 1933. I mean, I could go on and on. This is a big ball of, this is a big mess. So anyway, let me go to the municipal United States, comprised of 10,000 incorporated franchises operating as municipal oligarchies, the state of Arizona, state of California, state of all caps. Your birth certificate, and it's funny because they have the word BERTH crossed off here, your birth, because they treat your name as it's a ship at sea, on the sea, right? And on the sea there is only the law of the sea. It's Admiralty Maritime Law. So they treat you like you're a vessel lost at sea. You're not an American vessel anymore. You're a lost at sea, a British citizen, if you will, lost at sea, and they treat you. So you know the whole berth, the BERTH, is like when a ship berths at the dock, all right, which sounds a lot like doctor, by the way. So the doctor meets you at the dock after you berth at the dock. The doctor's there to meet you. and he signs the certificate of live birth with your mother. And if you look at the certificate of live birth, by the way, you will see your mother listed as informant. You don't believe me? Check it yourself. It says mother, but it also says informant. She is informing on you. She's the one who wrote in or gave or registered Michael, in my case, as a first name, Wayne as a middle name, Jameson as a last name, and Junior as a suffix. My mother did that. They converted it to the certificate of live birth. That someone typed that in, and then she signed it. She gave them permission to create this mess, and my father wasn't involved at all. You see, 200-300 years ago, my father, we would have been born on the land at home. You know, my mother would have born me at home, and my father would have wrote my given name in the Bible. The birth section. There's a death section and a marriage section, right? Matrimony. Guys, this goes so deep. If you have a marriage certificate or a marriage license, a license is something to do with they give licenses so that you can have permission to do something that would otherwise be illegal. Well, it's illegal to bring two corporations together without a license or without some kind of certificate stating such. And so when all caps Michael Wayne Jameson Jr. and all caps Jennifer Anna Kinen got married, it created a single entity. All right, and the state became part of that. The state of Wisconsin owns the Michael Wayne Jameson Jr. and Jennifer Ann Jameson Trust, if you will, the marriage trust, if that's what you want to call it. And so, you know, we had to do something about that. But so that we're not assumed to be this entity that's out there. We had, 50 people at our wedding, lots of witnesses. We had a pastor marry us. We had vows before God, and we are wed and have been for about 25 years now. So anyway, back to the municipal states. I'm sure I just opened up a whole new path for people to think. So notice they don't call us U.S. citizens over here. They call us citizens of the United States, or they call not us, but this all-cap name, John Quincy Adams. So this is the same name that you would see on the birth certificate. The birth certificate is different than the certificate of live birth. Birth certificate is like a bond. The birth certificate is like a bond. It is a bond, actually, because they create a security instrument and a bond out of your certificate of live birth. It's ridiculous, people, what's going on, all right? And then they tax that the rest of our lives. And these are dead entities, by the way. This is a corporation. A corporation means it's like a corpse, the word corpse, right? Dead. So corporations are dead. That's why up here, up top, it's unincorporated. The 50 unincorporated states, right? So we want to be unincorporated, which means we're on the land. If we're at sea, we're dead. So a municipal citizen of the United States, that is a corporate legal fiction person, which is gratuitously provided as Sesta Cuvee estate trust by the Department of Commerce, which is then removed to Puerto Rico for safekeeping, all without your knowledge or consent. And by the way, the municipal United States is doing business as the United States. So the president is the president of the United States, Incorporated. I am sorry about that. So, currently in liquidation, Chapter 7 involuntary bankruptcy. And I've been told that the municipal United States bankruptcy, did it happen? It was, let's see. Oh, it ended in 2013, and the municipal United States has ceased to exist per Anna von Reitz in October 2017. And so really any of these municipalities out there that are out there right now, and then you have the whole, any of these municipalities out there don't really legally and lawfully exist. They don't lawfully exist anyway, they legally exist, but they are illegally existing. There's a difference between lawful and legal, by the way. Lawful is land, legal is at sea. So legal is legalese, it's a whole different language that they use in courts, whereas lawful under the our to claim our rightful government, people must participate in local, county, and state jural assemblies. So that's what I'm a part of right now, is a state jural assembly, a county assembly coordinator, and a county jural assembly coordinator. And it's really interesting to see a bunch of us get together and really just start to bring back the type of self-governance that we should have on our land. So that's about it. There's a lot to this, and I have family coming home right now kind of talking in the background. They don't realize I'm taping something, so I'm just going to go ahead and end it right now, and I'll continue up with something else later in the future. But I just want to recommend that everybody go to annavonreitz.com and check out her website. There's 1,200 articles. You can scroll down. There's all kinds of this is like article 27 right here. So the highlighted articles that you really want to dig into, the paperwork side of it is the 928. I'm just going to go over this real quick. 928. Let's see if I can get to it. So 928 is the basic editable forms. So click on that, open it up. Then there's the 839, which is another set of forms that you should look into. And these are what get you fill these out and change them over with your information, and then you get them notarized and recorded in the county recorder's office. So sample of mandatory FSIA notice. And then Anna just threw in 1174, which is she's preparing us to be ready for when the settlement comes through. There's going to be a settlement process that goes through, and those of us who are prepared are going to get our accounts settled first. And we're going to be worth probably millions upon millions of what we would call dollars, backed by gold and silver, by the way. And that's all being worked on right now. So the updates on the process, and I'm just going to open this up real quick just to show you what these are all about. So she's talking about getting authenticated copies of your birth certificate, notarized statements from witnesses, to do a lineage treaty if possible, revocation of all powers of attorney, and then do your deed of reconveyance, certificate of assumed name, mandatory notice of liability. Those are what's on the 928. So I just wanted to show you that real quick, not to put any pressure on you, but these are the ones that you want to look at. And then once you have everything, let's say you do all 4 documents and you have everything ready, and you've recorded it and had them notarized and recorded, and everything's on the record, like with my family and me. Then you can go to 1105. So 1105, indemnity bond and court process. 1147, additional explanation about 18 USC 911. Very exciting stuff right there. It's actually illegal. It's illegal for you to act like you're a citizen if you know that you're not. But you can use that to your advantage. And then 1162. 1162, magic words. And these are both great. All 3 of these are great, and I highly recommend that you print those out, read them, highlight the parts that are like the scripts that you can read, like in court. And I hate to say it, but you're going to have to go to court sooner or later. You're going to have to go to court. You're going to be, have an opportunity to speak what you've done into the record. And these 3 documents will do that and help you do it. It gives you exactly step-by-step what to do. We've had many people do this, and the courts are running scared. We're talking about the courts that are part of that municipal United States. Okay, they're part of that British fictional sea jurisdiction that, by the way, has ceased to exist since October 2017, and it's taking a little while for the cities and states and stuff like that to catch up with that truth. And we all know that the truth sets us free. So learn your truths, get involved with your local jural assemblies. I just want to pull up something else real quick here. nationalassembly.net, and I want you guys to check out this site as well. You can get in here and get involved. All right, go to National Assembly Forums. This is national-assembly.net, and then scroll down. There's lots of pertinent information here to read, by the way, but you want to scroll down until you start seeing the states. And then once you see your state, like I'm in Arizona, so I click on Arizona. Then what you do is you click on Arizona Introductions. Feel free to introduce yourselves here. And what you want to do is you want to hit new topic. And in my case, I'm already logged on, but it's going to ask you to register and get your password and all that stuff. And then what you do is just say, hey, I'm here interested in joining the assembly. My name is whatever, and I live, in Maricopa County, and I just want someone to get in touch with me, please. And somebody will get in touch with you. And if you don't hear back from somebody, then get on one of these forums and start talking to somebody and try to get the information. And that's it, guys. I appreciate it. Remember, nothing is as it seems, and we are the future. We are the ones that are going to make changes in this world. And United States of America, upper lowercase, unincorporated republic, is the only unincorporated entity on the planet other than Liberia, the little country in West Africa, that's not going to do anything for anybody, by the way. All right? But the United States of America, upper lowercase, unincorporated republic, is the last saving grace, if you will, other than Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. And by the way, I think that's his plan. He wants we the people to get out there and take back the land that he got back for us that was lost in the Garden of Eden. He wants us to take back the land and take it under dominion. And he wants us to live, by the golden rules, if you will, and to love others as Christ loves us, and to do what we have to do to live and let live, and to love, and to we just need to get rid of all this evil in this world, period. All right, take care and be safe.